practice page for section 6.7. It's just using the distance formula. That first part asks you to find the distance between each pair of points and round to the nearest tenth if necessary. We typically round to the nearest hundredth. That's 2 decimal places. Tenth is 1 place. So even though it says tenth, we're going to round to the nearest hundredth just because that's what we're going to do pretty much all year. Okay, so we want to find the distance from A to B. That's how you would write that, distance from A to B. That's what our distance formula looks like. In these parentheses, we're going to put our x values, which I'll mark with blue. And you can put them in there with any order that you want. So if you want to put the -1 first, you can. If you want to put the 2 first, you can. Now, in these parentheses, you need to put the y values. I'll mark those in black. Now, you can't just put those in any order you want. They have to go in a specific order based off of what you chose the first time. So if you put the 2 first, you need to put a -5 first for your y's. Now, when you type this in your calculator, as long as you're careful, you should get the correct answer. So in that first set of parentheses, we're going to do 2 minus -1. Again, be careful there. We're subtracting a negative, so make sure you hit the minus button. And that's the negative button. Here's your squared button. Do the same thing with the y's. Oh, I'm going to make sure we add. That's a common mistake, so make sure you put addition in between. That'll be our answer. So we're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So if this is like money, that's $10.44. Now, just so you're aware, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse the x's and reverse the y's. Because you could have put the -1 first. So I'll do -1 minus 2. And over here we'll do +5 minus -5. Notice how you get the same answer, and you should. The distance from A to B is 10.44. The distance from B to A better be the same thing. So it doesn't matter what order you put those values in, as long as you stay consistent for the y's. Okay, we'll do one more together. This is number 2. We're going to find the distance from J to K. Our x values are -3 and -3. So clearly we don't really have a choice what goes first. Obviously the -3 is going to. The y values would be +1 and -4. So you pick what order those go in. And again, it's not going to matter if you reverse them. I'm just going to hit second enter. That way I can just keep the same formula that I typed in correctly, only now I can reverse or change some coordinates. Sometimes you need to insert a character. So we got -3 minus -3 for our x's, and then our y's are a +1 minus -4. That'll give us a length of 5. Now again, if you reverse those, you would get the same value. So I'll show you real quick, just so you know. If this was your -4 and that was your +1, you're subtracting +1, you're still going to get the same answer. J to K is 5 units. K to J is 5 units. Okay, now another thing I wanted to point out here was, since those x values were the same, that makes this segment vertical. And anytime you have a vertical segment, you can count the length. You don't need to use the distance formula. So this works, but you didn't need to do it that way. You could have just found the distance from +1 to -4 on a number line. So if you're at -4 and you're moving up to +1, that's 5 moves. So keep your eyes open for x coordinates that match. That would make your segment vertical. And keep your eye open for y coordinates that match. That would make your segment horizontal. I'm not noticing any y coordinates that match on this page, but that would obviously make your job easier if you just had to subtract.